Hey everyone, today we are diving into something that is shaking up the real estate world. The recent National Association of Realtors, or NAR, settlement. And we're going to talk about what does that mean for you, whether you're selling or buying a home. One of the biggest changes to come out of this settlement is the way that real estate agents, buyers, and sellers work together. So whether you're thinking about selling your home or thinking about buying a home, listen up, because these changes will impact the way you approach the process. Traditionally, the MLS has been a backbone of real estate, providing a central database of where agents would list properties for sale. This settlement has introduced one significant change in how buyers agents list property for sale by removing the commission fields on what commission might be offered to the buyer agent. With the settlement, there can be no offers of compensation anywhere in the MLS or even affiliated tools like ShowingTime, which is a centralized system that we use to manage showings and gather feedback. Sellers have full transparency and choices when it comes to how they list their property for sale. This could lead to more varied compensation structures, as well as additional negotiation room for both buyers and sellers. We still think offering a buyer agent commission to show your home is a really important piece for exposure and marketing, but that will be up to the seller as to whether or not they choose to offer that commission. This information can still be marketed, just not within the MLS or any of its affiliated tools. It is an important piece of the marketing plan, should a seller choose to offer compensation to the buyer agent. Here's the big one for buyers. Should you want to look at a home moving forward, from now on, you need to have a written agreement in place before you can see that property. This is a big shift from the past, where many buyers would casually work with agents to see properties that they like. Oftentimes they might be working with multiple buyer agents when they're viewing properties. This is actually a really good thing for all involved. The buyer agent is committing on all the terms of what they're going to provide for the buyer, and the buyer is committing that they're going to work with the buyer agent. In fact, it's already customary in many states, and now it will be a national standard. So if you're a buyer, what does this mean for you? It means that before you start looking at property, you will sign an agreement with an agent that will outline all of the things they're going to do for you, the services that will be provided, the compensation that will be offered, and the term of the contract and the time that you will be working together. This agreement is designed to make it fully transparent and crystal clear from the start, so there are no surprises once you get down the road. This agreement protects both you, the buyer, and us, the agent, and ensures that we are all on the same page. Okay, now we're going to shift to sellers. What does this new world mean for sellers? Just like always, as a seller, it means you have options on what you choose and how you choose to compensate a buyer's agent. And as we've already said, we do believe it is in your best interest to do so. Real estate is hyper-local, and it has been customary in Southwest Florida and in our market. 95% of all transactions do happen with a buyer agent bringing a buyer to the seller. Many buyers here in Southwest Florida aren't even in town, so they heavily rely on their buyer's agents to navigate the process for them and oftentimes buy remotely. Our broker in North Carolina recently shared a stat that said 70% of all buyers coming to market can't even afford to pay for a buyer's agent. This is a material fact that definitely needs to be considered from the seller's perspective. We don't have that specific stat for Southwest Florida, but we believe it's likely very comparable. As a seller, if you choose to offer buyer agent commission, it will help ensure that your home is getting the exposure it needs, especially to buyers who are depending on a buyer agent to help them manage the process. But that said, it is 100% in your court as the seller, completely your decision. Commission, like always, is completely negotiable. You are not required to offer a buyer agent commission, but for all the reasons that we've already stated, we definitely recommend that you give it some serious consideration to ensure that your home gets the exposure that you're looking for to bring a qualified buyer. One benefit to these changes that we're already seeing and our sellers are already experiencing is that it's reducing the amount of non-serious buyers coming to market. When buyers are looking on Zillow, which so many of them use, and you've probably looked on Zillow, you see that they've got little marks that'll say showing available, and it's got all of the times for the day. Okay, what you don't know as the consumer is that Zillow agents buy leads from Zillow. Zillow is a marketing company first and foremost. So when a person hits that button, to request a showing, okay, from their side, here's what happens. This person wants to see this listing at 1 o'clock today. Now, there's still steps that need to be done behind the scenes. That agent has to then request a showing, has to be approved by the seller. But before, oftentimes, these people would show up and it is the first time they're meeting. There is no relationship there at all. And oftentimes, those are not serious buyers. They are not committed to the process. Well, this is now starting to impact that, because before they could just show up and show that property. Now they actually need to sign the agreement ahead of time before they see the property. And what we're starting to see is we're seeing showings get scheduled and then canceled before it happens. And we believe that it is because the buyer is not willing to commit to an agreement with that agent at this time because they don't know, like, or trust them yet. So as a seller, this is actually a great thing, because this is starting to make buyers commit to their agents. So when you're getting showing requests, you know that step has already been done. Maybe they are still meeting for the first time. They can't step into your home until they have a signed agreement with a buyer agent. So what do you take away from all of this? This new process just means more clarity and more transparency in the real estate process, whether you're a buyer, whether you're a seller. If you are a buyer, you should get ready and expect to see some sort of agreement request before you go out and view any property, because this is the new norm everywhere in the country. And if you're a seller, you want to really give thought to whether or not it is in your best interest to offer a buyer agent commission when you list your home for sale. You know what they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. For most of us, this doesn't bring too many changes to the table. Couple little things, but at the end of the day, commission has always been negotiable. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate and you want to learn more about these changes and how they might impact you, give us a call. We would love to talk with you. You can schedule time directly on the Calendly link. You can find us on social media, but we are here to answer any questions you might have on this new process. If you're interested in exploring more, reach out. We would love to share our wish list with you so that you can start dipping your toe into the home journey here in Southwest Florida. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to share it. We want to make sure the right information is getting in front of people about what is going on. It is a lot different than what is being communicated on the news, and we want it to be crystal clear to you the changes that are happening in the real estate world. We do have some changes. We have a few more forms and processes in place than we had before, but largely things remain the same. These are large, personal, financial decisions, especially when you're buying an investment, a vacation home, or your primary home. You want to align yourself with an agent or a team that's got the knowledge and the systems and the processes in place to assist you in your real estate needs.
And now my love for you is so strong.